All right, Team Coach Bob here. Before we jump into Week 14, here's a quick recap of last week. We went 9-7, picked up 85 total points. We're sitting in third place in the league standings, and that brings our season total score to 1,122. Solid week, but we're always aiming to level up. All right, let's get into this week's office pool picks. I've got every game ranked from 14 confidence points down to 1, grouped into tiers, so you can follow along with how I'm approaching the board. Safest picks, top tier. These are the matchups where the advantage is clearest on paper and on film. At 14 points, I'm rolling with the Denver Broncos. This is one of the most straightforward mismatches of the week. Denver's defense should completely control the Raiders' offense. At 13 points, the Los Angeles Rams. Their scoring defense has been rock solid, and the matchup with Arizona lines up perfectly for them. At 12 points, the Green Bay Packers. Their defense at home has been outstanding lately. At 11 points, I've got the Buffalo Bills. Cincinnati's defense has struggled all season, and Buffalo has too many ways to hit explosive plays. At 10 points, I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh's offense continues to stall early in drives. Solid picks. Middle tier, now let's move into the mid-confidence range. At 9 points, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. New Orleans just hasn't been finishing drives, and Tampa has more scoring upside at 8 points. Seattle. Look, Seattle is inconsistent, but their roster talent gives them a clear edge here if they play a clean game. At 7 points, Detroit. Their offense has been steady all year, and Dallas has shown cracks defensively against teams that can sustain long drives. At 6 points, Kansas City. Even with Houston's defense being legit, the Chiefs still have the most reliable offensive unit in this matchup. At 5 points, Cleveland. Their defense is elite, and Tennessee's offense doesn't match up well with that kind of pressure. Toss-up tier, lowest confidence, these last ones are the tightest calls on the board. At 4 points, I'm taking the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a strong matchup for their defense, and their projection actually leans in their favor. At 3 points, Jacksonville. It's close to a true coin flip, but the Jags have just enough offensive balance to get the nod. At 2 points, Minnesota. The Vikings have a slight defensive edge at home, but not enough to push them higher. And at 1 point, Miami. This is the toughest read of the week. The matchup is volatile. Miami's inconsistency keeps them at the bottom of the board. That's the full card for Week 14. Now it's your turn. Drop your results from last week in the comments, or let me know which picks you disagree with and why. I love hearing the different angles you all bring each week. Coach Bob, signing off.